to Her Call Shift. This is Call Room Confessions, where we admit all of the thoughts that we have on call.
And the things that we keep in our call survival kit to get through the crazy calls. And the thoughts that we don't chart, obviously.
Those are a lot. So we're going to get into all of the nice, juicy details this week. The first confession I do have is that every page after midnight feels like a personal attack. I'm on my last strand with every page. And
so take us through, like, what's the difference between you getting a page before midnight and you getting a page after midnight?
I feel like I'm snappier, and you better know every detail after 1 a.m. if you're calling me.
Also, it should be short and sweet.
So, like, before, say it's a 10 p.m. page, you know, they call, and I say, you know, what's the consult for? And they'll be like, well, you know, this patient was admitted a couple days ago. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm, like, more likely to listen to your story. And while I'm, you know, going through the imaging, I'm going through the labs, I'm following your story as you're telling me. After midnight, if it's at 2 a.m., you know the quote, you know the calls where you ask them, hey, what's the consult question? And they go, well, this is a 72-year-old male with past medical history of hypertension, diabetes, blah, blah. And you're like, no. What is the consult question? And they go, right, it's a 72-year-old male. And I say, okay, thank you. And I hang up. Well, I'm a little snappier after midnight.
I can't. But also, I feel like it also depends on who's giving you the consult. You know, is it the emergency department? Is it medicine? I feel
if it's my friend, I'm nicer too.
That, and I feel like when an internal medicine resident calls, usually it's more of an emergency. So I'm usually nicer overnight. You know what I'm saying? They usually don't call for consult at night. You know what I mean?
That's
if the patient's already admitted. But I feel like the ED, they just don't care.
I think it's kind of a two-way street though. Like the ED, if you're friends with them, they triage really well.
That's true. I will agree with that.
They
make friends with ED.
They give you a good heads up. They triage really well. They wait for all the results to come back. Like, I'm very, very close to, like, well, actually you are too. Like, we have really good friends in the ED, and they treat us really well. But with IM, I never know when it's true panic. But if they sound overly confident, I'm immediately going to bedside.
Yeah.
I never trust that.
Yeah. Usually I just go when they ask me to.
I mean,
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, but I'm saying usually when they call, something is usually wrong. The ED calls, they don't know what time it is. They have 12-hour shifts. It's not like they're on a 24-hour shift. You know what I mean? It's just a regular shift for them.
Yeah.
So they'll just call whenever it comes in.
What's, like, one thing about call that you learned the hard way? But, like, people keep telling you and you never really believe them, and then you just kind of, like...
Like, what consult do I get that
I guess, like, piece of advice that was passed down to you that you learned the hard way.
I guess I would get super frustrated at consults, obviously. I think we all get to the point where it's the middle of the night and you're telling us... You're just like, why are you calling me with this consult right now? This could be a day team problem, like overnight. These are just emergency things because, right, we don't have enough surgery. We don't have enough staff, essentially, like surgery. There's usually 3 residents there overnight. So there's just not that many people. So I used to get super mean, which is bad. I've never got written up personally, but obviously a lot of our colleagues get written up because we're too mean to the residents overnight. So I feel like I've learned just from like seeing other interactions, and then I reflect back and I tell myself maybe I should be a little bit nicer, because sometimes honestly they don't know. So they're calling us, so you have to like change your mindset in that way a little bit and just say they don't know and they need help understanding, because we need to teach them.
Our program director used to say that all the time. They just don't know.
So we need to teach them. So I have to rethink and just, even though I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I know this shouldn't really be a general surgery consult, I have to be like, okay, they're going to call me with the consult, so I have to write a note anyway, so let me just maybe teach them something, so maybe next time they'll think twice before calling.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we have to think about, you know, because let's say, so I'll give you actually a good story, because guess what? We have to call cardiology when a patient has unexplained tachycardia, right?
Yeah.
You know how mad they get?
Every time.
I'm scared to call cardiology. I'm terrified. But they also get mad, and then I think to myself, wow, that I used to be the one that get mad.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be scared to call general surgery.
Yeah.
So that's the way I think about it.
That's
what
fair.
do you think?
For me, it's just go see the patient. Just go
well,
see
yeah,
the patient.
yeah.
Because, like, I think, well, there's a difference between, everybody tells you in training, right? Just go see the patient. No matter what, always go see the patient. And then when you're in practice, it's never just go see the patient. It's make sure you look at the labs, make sure you look at the imaging, make sure you look at all of the notes, and then, you know, make sure you go see the patient. And I think one thing that I really had to learn the hard way was you can spend hours looking at a computer screen, but like the faster you just go see the patient,
the more you'll find out,
the better it is, and the more time you save, because you can always come back and look at a computer screen.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was really hard to have like a lot of our seniors really love chart checking when, you know, in the early days of a consult, but then you kind of have to figure out your own method and how that works. And
that's
for
a whole
me,
science in itself.
Yeah, and for me, it was just go see the patient first and then figure out the story after. And I think that's like a very nuanced thing for you to figure out, is how you work through a consult and how you pace yourself, because sometimes you're right, like you'll get 5 or 6 pages in a row and then you have to triage all of them, and then you're not going to have time between you seeing the patient and staffing that with an attending. Because what if your attending's just walking around in the ED? You're just going to be like, hey, by the way, I saw this patient, you know? And there have been a lot of times that I've unfortunately like been burned by the opposite of that, right? Like, oh yeah, I came to see this patient, and obviously they're very, very, like, they're in a lot of pain and they're very serious, but then I don't have the labs to back that up,
right?
You know? So it's like, you have to find a method that works for you. And for me personally, if I have a little bit more leisure and say I only have like 2 or 3 pages, I will quickly look through the chart of like what their story is and that got them there, and then just go see the patient. But then if I have 5 or 6, I'm writing down the numbers. I'm writing down the numbers, and then I'm gonna go triage and see all of those patients. So you really, as a consult resident, I think it's very valuable for you to realize, like, people will tell you a million different things. Yes, go see the patient, but like find your routine.
That's
and
a
that's
good point.
That's like, it's a very nuanced thing for each person.
Yeah, like I feel like as you go through your training, you'll just have a way that works for you. And the one thing I will say about that is it's gonna be super slow when you start. For example, I used to chart check. It used to take me 30 minutes for me to fully understand and grasp what was going on with the patient, what I need to ask when I go down to see the patient, and then, you know, what are the next steps, whatnot. So, but then I got better at it. So I would get a consult. It would take me max maybe 5 minutes, and this is a pretty complex patient. It would probably take me 5 minutes to go through all the information to understand what's going on, what I need to ask, what to do next, what other labs do I need, what's the CAT scan.
But you also know what you're looking for at that point.
Now I do, right?
Because
but
you have the knowledge fund
exactly.
in saying, oh, this patient is here for a gallbladder, but they have a cancer history. Okay,
right, like
immediately we're thinking, okay, when was the last time they got chemo? When was the last time they got radiation? You know, like, are they on a current treatment? Because if they're on a current treatment, the likelihood of them going to surgery is going to be a little lower.
Have to talk to oncology,
have
to talk to all these other consultants before we do certain things. So it's just something that you learn as you go. Because I was always so intrigued by our attendings. I'm just like, how do they do this so fast? They remember all these patients. But like I said, as you become a consult resident, one, you get so much faster at charting. And sometimes I don't even write down labs. I just remember, if I have just, let's say 3 patients, I'll usually remember like simple patient, all the labs and all the CAT scan findings. But like you said, if it's about 5 or more, I'll probably write them all down. But I can way better remember everything without writing it down.
Right.
But you just get better at it from repetition.
You do.
We literally do this every day, 6 days a week, over 80 hours a week. So you just get better at it as you do it.
What's a confession of yours?
I love this one because you know this one about me so well.
I actually know this about you.
This is me on every call, every 24-hour call. I just become emotionally fragile at like between 2 and 3 a.m. And you know, when it comes around, it's like 1:32. I'm like, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna have a crash out. But then it just happens, and I don't know.
It's, you know how it's funny because Olga and I, like, we used to have a couple calls together, and I always knew I had to go check in on her at like 1 or 2 a.m. because when you walk by, she'll make those like puppy eyes at you, and she'll be like, I just really respect you so much, and I like value our friendship so much. And then she starts ranting off a bunch of things, and you're like, let me just hold your hand, it's gonna be okay.
And then I get a coffee.
And then like you're on the verge of tears, but not quite there.
I have cried.
To me, in a private area, yeah. But also it's really funny because she knows when she's about to cry. She will physically walk you to the call room. She'll be like, we need to go into a private room. And I'm like, Olga, what are you talking about? And she like takes your hand and physically moves you, and you're like, okay. And then once behind closed doors, she just lets it out. She's like, well, this is what happened. And then after those 5 minutes, she composes herself, comes outside. Nobody ever knows it
Lots
happened.
of grievances, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because our call room, where we trained is like
was really intimate.
Yeah, more intimate. But our like regular call room is you walk outside. It's like all patient rooms.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
There's
it's like right next to the elevators.
Yeah, and I just quickly would run in there. There's like patient, family members walking around right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have like a drink of choice when you're crashing out? Mine's always coffee. That's like mine. I drink like 5 a day.
Yeah, mine's an affogato. There's always an espresso machine in the call room, and
She's fancy.
I like the little mini Haagen-Dazs, so the deli next door, I would go get one. But then if I was like in the middle of the night and I just couldn't find one, I would just go to the nutrition room and steal one of the small Haagen-Dazs from the nutrition room fridge.
I didn't even know they had those.
Yeah, sometimes the nurses
The nutrition room have them? Where?
They keep them in stock in the nutrition room. The
wow,
nurses,
you never told me this.
Yeah, because there was only one affogato to go around.
Wow. Well, good to know. Now I'm going to sneak into their room.
But it's, like the nurses will steal, I don't know if they steal it, they just stockpile a bunch of like ice creams in there. And sometimes they're fancy ones too. They're like Ben and Jerry's. I'm like, I know this is personally funded. Like, it's not like, I don't know. And so sometimes I'll just take a scoop of that and, in a little cup, or I'll scoop out half of the ice cream in the little.
Also, our program like doesn't have free coffee. We have to buy our own coffee.
I mean, the espresso machine was also, we
had to
funded
bring our
that
own
on
pods,
our,
you know what I mean? So we have the machine, but it's just like, what? Or if you want to, if we were out of pods, because they're expensive.
Not my current program. My current program, though, our attending bought us an entire new espresso machine.
Well, that's nice. We still have to go outside.
And coffee beans.
Wow. That's like really nice.
I know. And then he asks us sometimes in the morning, it's like, he'll be like, oh yeah, did you guys make coffee this morning? And I'm just like, no.
I feel like that's the one thing, when I'm going to be an attending, right? Like when you're an attending and you work at a hospital, I'm always going to make sure that the residents have a coffee machine that's stocked and snacks. Because I feel like that...
I think as I go through
or
training...
food, like dinner, like buy them dinner.
Yeah.
That's, some like attendings don't do that.
I think as I go through training, I pick up on things
that you want to do
that I want to do as an attending, and that also things that I'm like, I will never be like you as an attending, and thank God for that.
Yeah.
Like
you learn both. You learn the things you don't want to be, and then the things you do want to be.
Yeah, because I think sometimes, and this is something that's actually very like hard for me to empathize with, but like, how is it so easy for you to forget how shitty of a time you had? You know?
I guess maybe they block it out.
Maybe, but then like it turned you into a bully, and that's just sucks.
Yeah, I don't get that. Everybody goes through residency training, and then some people just come out and they're just still mean.
Yeah,
I don't get
that. I'm like, well, if you went through it, I hope you have an easier time empathizing with someone, and that's why, like, in the middle of the night, like, we're snappy and everything, but like, there has never been a night where even if I snapped at someone in the middle of the night, or I like hung up or something, I don't circle back in the morning. I always circle back in the morning. And I think you've even seen me like have this conversation. I went to a conference room, you're like, Saja, it's time for rounds. I was like, no, but I need to address this. And I like went to the conference room, and I remember in front of all the residents, I was like, I'm really sorry I was rude to you last night. This was the reason why. This is the answer I was looking for. This is what we're gonna do for the patient. Next time this happens, can we work out a process that's like more, reasonable for the both of us to provide patient
or like
care.
Like when attendings yell at you for and it's not your fault,
and
it's just like they can't even apologize. I don't know, just something where it's more professional.
Yeah.
And more of a learning environment, because I've gotten yelled at, and then the next day it's like, oh, it never happened.
You know who's actually very kind in those moments? Because our attendings yell at us all the time.
I mean,
like, mostly it's in the OR.
It's in the OR,
and
it's
our anesthesia colleagues.
They do actually
are so kind in that moment, and I feel like it kind of goes both ways though, because we'll see their attendings yell at them, and then as soon as their attending walks away, we're like, hey man, it's okay, like just grab the drape,
trauma
it's fine.
bonding,
you know. And then
real trauma bonding.
Yeah, no, genuinely. And then like when our attendings yell at us and we're like taking the drapes down, they'll be like, hey, listen, it wasn't a big deal, like nobody noticed.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I value so much about them, is because it truly never leaves the room. Like what happens in Vegas truly stays in Vegas. But like what happens in OR 9 truly stayed in OR 9.
Wait, so you still like anesthesia? I thought you liked ortho now.
No, they just have really nice bops. You know, they have great playlists.
Oh, like playlists.
Yeah, they have great playlists
and workout routines.
Yeah, and like big biceps.
Veiny biceps.
Double 8 size gloves. So yeah, my drink of choice is an affogato at midnight, or 1 or 2 a.m. when I'm spiraling. But also I might be having an awful night, but you know what? My lips are always going to stay hydrated, so I always reach for a Carmex too.
You do a Carmex.
I'm a Carmex girly, for sure.
Yeah, no, I finished a Summer Fridays.
You were a very big
But now I'm on to
girly.
like road.
Yeah.
Now I have a road.
What do you think is like the major difference between the two? Why do you like one versus another? Because actually, speaking of, the anesthesia girlies walk around with their Dior lippies.
I do have one of those too, but that's bougie for me. But I have one. But I don't know, the road, okay, so the reason why I carry like the more tube-like looking one is because one of our colleagues actually gave me like a holder for the lip gloss that you put on your badge reel. So I always have it on me.
Do you have a phone case that has it on the back of your phone too?
No, but that's cool. That's more the younger people have that. I see all my nieces and nephews have that.
It's kind of adorable.
And they're like 12.
That's like
it's
not
crazy.
that adorable. Yeah,
I know, it's like insane. But yeah, no, I'm not at that level.
Doesn't it make you age like a lot when you see
I'm
like
30.
your nieces and nephews?
I'm 30 now.
Dirty 30, baby.
Yeah, it's the best year.
I'm not 30 yet, but I'm
You'll
getting
be
there.
soon.
I'm
My
getting
back
there soon.
hurts.
A teeny bit older.
A teeny bit older.
Because she loves her martinis.
I do like martinis. That's
So
what
yeah.
I grab when I'm not at work.
But then what about from your kit? That's the road, for sure.
Yeah.
I've also seen you rocking the eye masks.
I have done. Okay, that was more when I was in SICU. So when you're in SICU, you're in the unit for 24 hours. You can't leave. You can't step off the unit. So you have your own little call room in there. You have your own bathroom. So when it got quiet, I would just slip out, go into the bathroom, and just do my little face mask.
That's cute.
Yeah, and I'd wash my face. I have like a whole cleansing routine that I would do, and then I'd go nap when I could nap. But honestly, so where all call room is, it's literally right next to all the patient rooms. It's like all the way in the back, and I would just hear all the alarms. So it just I would just get too much anxiety sometimes to sleep, or I would have a dream, and it would just be the bells in my head.
Actually, this is really funny. I was just on call with a junior resident, and we were expecting a patient. And as the patient rolls in, you know that one like very particular vent sound? It's like do 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 do.
Of course, who doesn't?
So then she looks at me. She's like, "Is that the doorbell?" And I was like, "You need to do way more ICU before you can ever talk to any one of us."
I hate that sound so much. It's so traumatic. It's so traumatic. And you know, I just feel like, I don't know if this is just me. This is just like a side topic, because I feel like whenever I fall asleep in a call room and I'm by myself, like, so we have a few call rooms, like there's a junior call room, a senior, whatever. So when I'm alone and I fall asleep, I have dreams about like what my mind perceives as patients that like died there, and it's like
you
freaking
sleep long
creepy.
enough to have dreams?
Yes, I also fall asleep like this in an instant, anywhere, in any position.
I set my alarm like every
I do
1
every
hour.
Yeah, like I would set my alarm, but within that hour, I would definitely, like, my eyes would close and I would go into a dream state, and I would dream about, like, I don't know if they're patients, but definitely some people that died, and it's, like, freaky.
That's
you don't
terrifying.
have that? So now I'm scared sometimes to sleep. I always make somebody be in the room. Because I'm just scared.
Somebody's in the corner of the room just watching Olga sleep during call. She's literally goes,
stand right there.
Stand right there and
Watch.
make sure you wake me up if I start thrashing for my life.
Wait, does nobody else have this?
No, I don't have people watch me while I sleep. That's kind of odd. Is that what you tell John every night? You can't sleep. You just have to watch.
No. You don't have dreams about, like, people that died?
No, I don't sleep with other people in the room.
Oh
so let's start there.
I don't know. It's just... I hate sleeping in the hospital. It's just overall terrible experience.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to actually.
No,
but you know
up
what's
is
crazy?
literally
Is
so
our
scary.
patients literally wake up to that every day.
I know.
Every day, I'm just like.
Actually, you're right. That's so sad that I think about that.
Like
We're
they're just like.
standing in the corner.
They're like waking up, and then there's just like 5 eyes on you, like.
And they're all white coats.
I know. It's like, hi, Mr. John.
And they're
how
all like
are
touching
you
their
doing?
vent
Yeah.
and like suctioning, and they're all. It's like really sad, actually.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no.
I live.
Maybe that's why you have nightmares.
Maybe
is
that's
like,
what it is. Wow, that's kind of
That
crazy.
was really deep.
That was really deep.
And
my
this
God.
is her college gift. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I just have a knack for paranormal activity.
Oh, you're like one of the woo girls?
No, I just.
I'm
feel
like a little into the woo stuff.
They're like, I feel like they're attracted to me. I don't know why.
Okay, well, I'm not that woo.
Not like attracted, but like I just feel like I see and hear things. I don't know
Do you,
why.
like a, what's it called? A phantom? No.
A phantom? No, it's called
a plebeian. No.
I know what you're trying to say. I don't know the word.
Somebody say it, please. I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's-
It's like the person in the medium.
Are you sure that's what it's called? It's called a medium? Yeah, okay, fine. Can you start chewing instead of laughing? Anyway.
I don't know what's in the air this week, you guys. We are so unwell.
We can't stop laughing. Anyway.
And I just want you to know, all Olga has had to drink tonight is a coffee and me a sparkling
A parkling Poda.
a sparkling pink lemonade from Trader Joe's.
Sparkling pick up boy. Anyway.
Ooh. I
Okay.
almost started crying.
So I just figured out I'm a medium. For all the patients at the hospital.
Not a plebeian.
Not a plebeian. No, you said something else before that. Phantom? Oh, okay. Anyway.
So, yeah, I'm
Moving
not
on.
like really into the woo-woo stuff, but like, you know, when people are like, oh, the full moon's out tonight, like I definitely ask not to take calls on those nights.
Also, like when a black
Those are-
cat crosses my road, I have the best
Oh.
luck.
Really? I turn
Yes.
around.
Are you serious?
I definitely turn around
Oh.
and walk. Like, so the other day, Parza was like, hey, can you drive me to my car? It was like across the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And because I park in the hospital a lot, so I just drove him, and then as we're leaving, I just stop in the middle of the road because I see this black cat, and I just bang at you in the middle of the road.
No, you don't.
I did, and then Parza gave me the craziest eyes. He was like, "What are you doing?" And then I took another street, and I sped fast enough
And then
through
you
the
killed
inner
the
street.
cat.
No, first of all, no, because I wanted to cross the cat before it crossed me again. Okay, I wasn't gonna get crossed twice.
That's hilarious.
Not double crossing me today. And so anyways, I then sped enough, but then I realized I ended up in the same spot in front of Parza, like just like a few streets down. And I never crossed the cat. But then I was like thinking about it while I was speeding. I was like, oh, but then I let Parza kind of cross it, and I never told him why I turned around.
Oh my god. Well, I'm literally the opposite. If a black cat's crossing the road, I'm like, I want to be first.
You're like a Taylor Swift 13.
What
Because
is
you know
that?
her, she loves the number 13.
Oh, really? I don't really like Taylor Swift. I'm not a
Yeah, but like
Swiftie.
you're literally just sitting there, you're like, oh my god, I love black cats.
What is he saying?
You can't say you're not a Swiftie, that's gonna get us canceled.
Okay, I love her.
That's almost even worse.
actually, Okay, I don't mind.
You know, I will say,
No.
I think she's a phenomenal businesswoman.
Okay, so I'm not
like she's
not a
very
Swiftie,
much...
but like I appreciate what she does for the music culture. She's a hustler, and she writes all her music, which I applaud. So love that, but I'm not like one of those people that's like, oh my god, her new album's coming out. You know, like I'm not crazy about it. Like I'll listen to her songs. I don't mind her songs. But what I will say is the amount of patients that have come up to me and said, you know who you look like? Taylor Swift. This one patient would just call me, oh hey Taylor.
She'd be like, it's just because you're blonde?
I think it's literally because I'm blonde.
Yeah.
I get Scarlett Johansson way more.
I can see that.
I get that one a lot.
I can see
Do you get any celebrities?
No, not American, no.
I mean, do you have any Indian celebrities that people... Okay. All right, moving on. Next question.
I didn't know how to say that the most.
You had a mimosa?
I said I didn't know how to say that in the most like professional way. Be like, no, I'm brown, thank you.
You know, actually, side note, Russians love Indian movies. Like, my parents used to put on Indian movies in Indian for me. Like, that's a big thing.
What language is that?
Indian?
Can we just get a segment of every time Olga's figured out something Indian where she's like, is that where yoga came from? Like,
no, I'm telling you. I'll send you. My mom knows the name of the movie.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I would love to talk to your mom more.
Yeah, you should. She loves your cowboy boots.
I love your mom.
Anyway, next confession. We have to move on.
Okay. Okay, next confession of mine. Oh, this is a good one. I reread the same messages on call to make sure I'm not hallucinating. I don't know if it's partly denial that the page has actually come through.
That's happened to me.
I'm like, the audacity of this person, or the fact that I'm making sure I'm typing in the right numbers.
Yeah.
But I like reread it 3 times to confirm that the message is actually there.
Like you're talking about like in the middle of the night type of thing. Oh yeah.
That's like one thing. And then the delusions that hit you at 3 a.m. I plan my post-call life in like severe detail.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, at 8 a.m. I'm gonna leave the hospital and it's gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna go and get brunch from this one place. Ask me the amount of times I've actually left the hospital at 8 a.m.
I was just gonna say, who leaves at 8 a.m.? That was my next question.
So, yeah. That's,
I have actually a funny story about that, because...
Leaving at 8 a.m.?
No. Well, I've left way after 8 a.m., but besides the point.
Not according to ACGME, though.
No, I leave at 6 a.m. according to ACGME. So, that's bad.
Wait, did you say ACGME or sushi?
I said ACGME. You're just hungry.
I really heard sashimi.
Anyway,
okay.
So actually, this is actually a funny story. So I was a consult resident. You know how you have an intern that's overnight?
Yeah.
So
the night intern.
Yeah. So I don't know why. So usually what happens is you have a group chat with all the residents, right?
Yeah.
That are on the night shift.
Yeah, the call
group. Whatever. The call chat, the intern that's on
the night intern, the call chat, yes.
Whatever. He's in the call group, whatever. And I don't know why, but he was texting me personally. This is like in the beginning of the year. He just started intern year. And I guess he was nervous to text more senior people at that point. So he was just texting me questions. And mind you, it's 3 a.m. It's post-crash out. I'm exhausted. It's around 4 a.m.
She didn't cry to anyone that night.
Not that night. So I'm like laying down and I'm sleeping. And I remember having
Did you ask him to come watch you?
Yeah, that was actually the story. No, listen, this is actually funny.
Okay.
So I had a dream, and I had a dream that like he texted me, and there's something happened with a patient, and like I gave him like, this is a dream, and I told him what to do, and it was completely wrong. Like when I woke up, I was like, God.
Did I even text him or not?
No, I said, why would I tell them that in my dream to do that? And then I looked at my phone. And I told him the wrong thing. I guess I was like half asleep, and he texted me something, and I told him to do the wrong thing, and he got in trouble the next morning.
I mean, but like you caught it in time. No, you really didn't. It was a miss. It was
No, nothing happened. Nothing happened to the patient.
I mean, it wasn't like a sentinel
No.
event. It was
nothing.
just
It
like,
was something so small. It was like electrolyte something repletions, but it was just like not the correct way to do it.
and nothing
But
happened to the patient. Just the
nothing
intern.
happened to the patient.
This is rapidly turning into like a comedy session.
I'm getting a lot of ab workouts tonight. Fuck yoga. Who needs Pilates?
Nothing.
Anyway.
This is what the intern gets for not watching me sleep in the corner of the room.
Oh my god. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Okay. What was?
No, we'll say that like I was dreaming that I texted him something.
But you never actually did. And
No,
you
but
just left him
I
stranded.
did text him, but then I had to correct myself because what I texted didn't make any sense at all. And I said, I'm sorry, I was sleeping. But I actually did text him while I was half asleep.
That's wild.
Yeah. So maybe somebody does have to watch me in the corner. Like, I'm telling you,
I
It's
feel
just-
like I'm the most honest with myself at 4 a.m. Like I replay all of the cases that I've went through the day. I replay like
I don't have that much brain
all
power.
of the things that I've like done wrong. And so our show producer Parsa, like we work together right now, and he gets so many texts between like 3 or 4 a.m. when I'm on call, and I'm like, just so glad we're friends. I had so much fun during that case.
That's
together.
actually so
Like,
funny. I do the same thing. I like text random people that are
I'm
definitely
pretty
sleeping.
sure. I'm pretty sure I've also texted you at 4
You
a.m.
have
and
texted me.
Been like, I just miss you so much, Olga.
This just goes to show how it needs to be changed. Like, calls shouldn't be a thing. A 24-hour call shouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean?
What's the alternative?
Night float.
But like as an attending, imagine that as an attending.
As an attending, though, it's different because it's not like you're
You get to
sitting
nap throughout the day.
Exactly. Well,
Way you
exactly.
the way you said exactly so quickly.
I'm not like
I was like, which
they're not-
attendings did you hang out with? You guys, she was the person they were having
the amount of
watch from the corner of the room. That's why she has leave. It all comes
Okay,
full
sign up for
circle
Comedy
now.
Central. This is a podcast. Okay, what did I have to say?
Oh,
I already lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh, attending.
4 a.m.
Oh, but it's different for an attending because it's not like they're getting the pages and they have to do the consults. You know, there's so many consults that we do and we just tell them in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, this child
You
was
just
bleeding.
triage,
Oh,
yeah.
we had to place this central line and
I only call the
medicine
attendings if
patient.
I'm like admitting or it's an emergent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, as an attending, you're at home sleeping unless it's an emergency that needs to go to the operating room. Right?
That's true.
So
That's true.
that's all I'm saying. So call sucks and it's draining, and I know it's supposed to help us, but I feel like it's just hard.
I will say now, having gone through so many calls and obviously been in training a couple of years, I have so much appreciation for the attendings that greet you kindly even in the middle of their sleep, regardless of how busy their day was. Because you'll see some attendings that were in the operating room all day. Like one of our attendings, he is operating constantly in a 24-hour call, and even if we catch him, like even if we go to the OR, because he's a true dark cloud, right? Like he has the worst like calls. He always is operating 24/7, and even like the man doesn't even eat throughout the day. But the most pleasant person to talk to. Like you'll go into his OR, he'll be like, how are you doing today? And you're like,
That's
bro,
the
it's
best.
2 a.m.
That's the best.
But then it's like really taught me so much on resilience and kindness from an attending, because every time I've talked to him, I've had such a pleasant experience, and it makes you want to do that much more for that person.
That's actually a really good point because exactly, like if you're nice to me, even though
you could be having the worst day ever.
Exactly, but you're not. You're actually setting aside the things that are happening, whatever, on your shift, and you're still nice to the people around you.
Yeah.
Those people will work harder and will want to do more for you in the end.
For sure.
So no, that's actually a really good point. That's, I think, what we're going to strive to do when we're attendings.
I'm feeding all of my residents. I'm buying them dinner.
You're good. I have to get good at that now that I'm going to be a senior.
I buy my juniors coffee before every call shift, though.
Yeah.
That is something that I do. If I'm on call with my junior gets coffee. They know that. I'm not paying for it. My dad does. Raj pays for my coffee. Thanks, Dad. Even though I yell at you sometimes. I'm sorry. That was really deep.
I know. Should we move on to the next one?
What's your confession?
Oh, so, and this can go for anyone. I feel like it gives you some time. So you literally say, "Oh, thank you. That's a great question," and then you take 5 seconds to think about it. That can help you like organize your thoughts. Even if you don't know the answer, you can make something up. You know what I mean?
That's true. No, I just blankly stare at them. I mean, I know what you're talking about because you've done it, and I think it makes you look more intelligent for sure, because I just look like I've been like caught in floodlights.
And you're like,
and I think
damn.
they get a little bit more concerned when you look like that versus when you like are able to, verbalize your emotions.
You know what I actually learned recently from like a media person?
What?
So they have something called, and this can be useful for public speaking or sometimes when you don't know the answer to a question. It's called a soundbite. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So basically it's cool. So let's say you're presenting a topic, right? Or there's a topic that somebody's presenting and they're going to ask you questions. So you just memorize a few lines, a few lines about that topic, right? So when somebody asks you a question, you could just say, oh, you deflect a little bit. You're like, oh, that's a great question. Thank you for asking me. Did you know this? And like you go on about something related to the topic, but not really the topic. And people usually forget the original question they asked. So you sound really smart, kind of, yeah. But you go on and you say something super smart, so you sound intelligent. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's called a soundbite because you already memorized it.
So what's the difference between gaslighting and a soundbite?
That I don't know. But kind of. It is kind of a form of gaslighting, I guess.
Right? Like,
in a way. That's so funny. But it's, you know what I mean? It's like really good, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like
a situation where you would use it.
Yeah. Like, because if my attending's like, hey, what's the management of, like a pancreatic cyst, you're not going to be like, that's a great question, but let me tell you about the gallbladder,
No, but like, you have to know something
you have to
related
know, like,
to it, at least.
But I have had that situation where,
like, you're having a guest lecture about, like, gallbladder cancer. So you learn a few things that are related to gallbladder cancer, and then if they ask you a question, you'd be like, oh, that's a great question.
Well, I know the management of, like, gallbladder cancer is this, so, like,
you go on to something.
And then you kind of, explain yourself, and you're like, this is what I'm thinking, like...
Yeah.
In this circumstance, we would resect the liver.
Exactly, whatever.
This portion or whatever, right?
That's what I'm saying. So it's just you memorize a few things, and then you just say those. That's called a soundbite.
Not gaslighting.
No. But
soundbiting.
A.K.A. low-key gaslight.
That's the word of 2026, y'all. Soundbite.
Soundbite. I'm telling you, it's gonna help you.
I'll be thinking about that tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
When I have to gaslight Parsa.
Ponder on it.
Pounder?
Ponder.
As
Dr. Each call is going to be different, so you have to prepare for it the way you like to, and as you go through, your career, you'll figure out a way that works for you, because everybody's different. So these are just some things.
These are just some of our confessions. There's way more from where that came from. But we hope that you could relate to this. Comment below any of your confessions or what you found to be some of the best moments of this episode, including somebody standing in the corner of the room to watch Olga sleep. So we love hearing from you guys. A huge, huge shout out to our show producer, Dr. Parsalatvi.
And let us know what you want to hear next.
We'll see you later. This is Her Call Show. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.